Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What has this process been like for you?
It's been different for sure. It's my first time in going on 12 years being able to have this opportunity to essentially pick where I go. So it's definitely a different opportunity, but one that's been fun. Honestly, the period hasn't been too long since I've been a free man, but and Sean wanted to make sure he kept it that way. That's for sure. I was actually just in Japan on a trip with some of my friends out there, and I mean, I thought he was out there too, just based off of I was talking to him more than I was talking to my wife. But he definitely showed a lot of interest, and there's a lot of teams that reached out. You never know how that process is going to go when you haven't gone through it. And being 32 years old and going through it for the first time is definitely a different experience. But it was fun and didn't last too long, but I'm glad to be a Ram now.
What was McVay saying to you about coming to the Rams?
There's a lot of different things that already appealed, and honestly, coming into it knowing that this may be a thing, that I would be a free agent, is already something that was on my radar. And after speaking with a lot of a couple of players, Sean and a couple of the other personnel, it was clear that this is where I needed to be. Definitely the most eager organization to reach out, whether it was the understanding of contracts or understanding of where I am in my game. Obviously, having an opportunity to play with Matthew is a heck of an opportunity, and can't wait to get started with that. And obviously, the rest of the team too. Being able to be with a contender at this point in my career is something I've been waiting for a while now, and been putting the work in to make it happen. But now we got it, so it's exciting.
Your agent made a public comment just about this being a place you could see yourself finishing your career at. What is it about this opportunity that feels like kind of, I guess, maybe storybook type of situation for you?
Yeah, well, obviously going to the Raiders after leaving Green Bay was what I thought was a storybook at that time, and it was an amazing opportunity. But being from California, obviously coming back and being really close to home, having my family in my backyard, a lot of friends that are in the area, so having my support system, because I'm a real simple dude. My family and friends mean a lot to me, so being able to have them have easy access to me out here is it's a good feeling for me, just knowing I get to kind of have that support, keep it real tight, and stay close to family. And obviously, like I said, being a part of a great franchise and a great team that made a great push last year, and I'm just here to be another piece to hopefully get over the hump.
From what you've seen from afar, what do you appreciate the most about the way Matthew Stafford plays quarterback?
He don't make it any harder than it need to be out there. He's simple. You look at dating back to when Megatron broke the record. I think he needed like $180 something, and he went and got him like $220 something. So seeing that, just knowing that in that situation, I don't think they were headed anywhere near the playoffs. But to play in that game and to not check out in the last game of the year and know how much that means to Megatron and know how much it means to him to be a part of something like that, it just says the type of person that he is. And kind of playing each other over the years and coming crossing paths a few times, I gathered that he was a pretty nice, straightforward guy, and never hear anything bad in the media or anything like that. So, coming out here and getting a chance to meet with him and talk to him a little bit today just kind of solidified it. Talked to him while I was in Japan as well. He reached out and let me know he was excited about the opportunity, and I don't know if he was quite as eager as Sean was, but it's still a good feeling knowing that the quarterback wants you to be there too.
Davante, what was your how much did you talk to Sean? You said you talked to him a lot while you were in Japan. What was his pitch to you to kind of get you over here?
Well, he just basically let me know that we connected, I think 2019 at the Derby out in Kentucky, and he kind of told me at that point, because I think we played you guys in 2018. So he made a comment, and he was just like, "Look, man, I got a lot of respect for your game, and it'd be amazing at some point to be able to, team up, join forces, and figure it out together on the same team." And at that point, you're on a different team, so you're like, "Yeah, it'd be cool one day," but to have it be a real thing now, and him to have the opportunity to make sure that it didn't slip away, because he certainly made sure it did not slip away. And that was something that drew me kind of even closer to the Rams, just knowing how much I was wanted, and having different players reach out to, that was another thing that meant a lot to me. So yeah, it's a good feeling just being wanted and knowing what you still can contribute and bring to the game. So it's always good when the other side or the organization views you the same way as you view yourself.
How do you describe Sean as a recruiter?
Was that
How do you describe Sean as a recruiter?
aggressive? I'll say aggressive, but in all the right ways though. He sent me a couple highlight tapes of myself narrating. It was kind of John Gruden-esque a little bit, and you know how he is with ball. So he's breaking down every single clip. The first one was like 7 minutes, and then he sent another one that was like probably another 2 minutes, where he's just going through everything, talking about it like he's. I thought he took that job to be on TV for a minute when I was watching it, but yeah, it just shows how much ball means to him, how much of a priority I was for him, and the rest of the guys here, because obviously it's not just him making those decisions. So, but when you have that from a coach, and you're on the free market and you don't see it from anybody else to that level, it means a lot. Kind of felt like I got gamed up a little bit, but as long as I'm here, it doesn't matter.
He's spoken really highly of you and just how much football you've seen and how knowledgeable you are. He's also always collaborated with veterans who come in, experienced players who come in on this team. Have you started feeling that so far? Ideas going back and forth? I know you just got back.
Yeah.
Stateside, but
Yeah, we haven't been bouncing any specific football off each other. He talked about it a little bit in the highlight tapes he was sending me of myself. So he knows my football acumen, and it's nothing I'm going to come in put my foot down. I know ball so much, do it my way, but it kind of just helps when you guys both see it the same way. Right now I kind of envision it looking like that for the year.
How about the opportunity to work with a rising receiver like Puka Nacua?
Yeah, I mean, great opportunity. Somebody that I was a big fan of, when he first got in the league. Didn't know much of him because I don't really watch too much college football. When he got into the league, but seeing what he did that first half of the season, I'm like, okay, this guy he got what it takes, that's for sure. And then as I continue to watch and see, how he finished the year, stuff like that doesn't happen on accident. He's got the God-given. He's got an amazing electric personality. He's smiling every time I see him, or every time I talk to him. His crying faces are LOL. So he's a happy dude. So it's a good young player. He reminds me of a couple other guys I've come across in the past few years. So it'll be fun, being alongside somebody like that.
What did it mean for him to make the number change, and were there any backroom negotiations?
No, I actually woke up to a text and a missed call from my agent and Sean when everything was basically done, and I was jet lagged as hell, so I was trying to get adjusted, and I woke up and I'm having a conversation with him before I could even brush my teeth, and he's telling me that Puka was already changing. I didn't even talk to him about it, so I think it was his plan already changed to 12. I don't know if when, but I know that before I even knew for sure if I was headed to LA, he was already talking about wearing 12. So I did not, for everybody out there that want to hate me for making them buy new jerseys, I did not tell him, I didn't pay him, I didn't do anything. That was out of the kindness of his heart and where he wore it in college, so I guess it made sense.
How do you plan to create chemistry with Matthew Stafford? You played with a lot of QBs that you played with before. Now you're going into a new system, a new quarterback. How do you plan to create that chemistry early on?
Well, just through communication. That's the biggest way. That's the way I learned. I started in this game playing with Aaron Rodgers, and he's one of the most detail-oriented football players that this game's ever seen. So me coming in, I was raw and didn't really have the same outlook on the game as what I do now, and that changed over time. Just sometimes being with certain people, it allows you to kind of elevate your mental approach. Like I said, just that football acumen in general. So it'll just be another step and another person to communicate with, and just so happens it's going to be one of the better quarterbacks to play this game. So excited.
tell us a little bit about your family who brought with you today, just so we can get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. No, I came here today. I got my wife, Devin, is here, and my youngest kid, Drayson, he's back there smiling. He was screaming inside a second ago, so he decided he's going to chill out now. And I got two other girls that are at home right now. They were supposed to make the trip, but with the weather being a little chilly out here and them being sick, I just decided it was probably not the best thing to do. So we'll get him back out here soon. But yeah, I just got one of the three right now with me.
How many Dodger games will we see you at?
Well, I'm a big, what do they call it? What do they call it when you just jump around the team to team? I'm a bandwagon for whatever I'm currently, like I was at the Knicks game when I was in New York, so I like to go and have fun and be supportive of who, I wouldn't call it a bandwagon, but I like to support whoever, I'm sharing the city with. So hopefully a decent amount. And it started off, Jock Peterson, I went to high school with him and been knowing him since a kid, so I guess I kind of was a Dodgers fan before this a little bit, so this is the least jump ship I've ever done.
There we go.